Now guys, let's take a look at the Bitcoin market finally. So mostly everything stands with the plan that we have suggested. Bitcoin remains bearish. It doesn't care about any speeches of the Donald Trump concerning Clarity Act that he will try to push it through the Senate. It's finally to pass this bill for cryptos. It doesn't care about Iran currently, so it's living its own life. So mostly market depends on liquidity and global portfolio redistributions, rising risks, demand for the safe haven, and decreasing on the part of the most risky assets in the portfolios. As we explain in our fundamental reports and day-by-day comments, Bitcoin is strongly sensible for liquidity, and with the situation that we have on Japan market, whereas yields keep rising, it is few money remains for investing in very risky assets that have big volatility and no interest. So Bitcoin actually stands on #1 in all this list of these assets, and investors just keep selling. It's not speaking about the overall conditions on the market that has been heard strongly on October sell-off, and it hasn't returned back to the previous conditions, so it now stands depressed. I just would like to inform you that recently we have prepared the new fundamental report for Bitcoin, so you could find it as usual in the blog section. It's my blog, and you will appear on this page. I call it as on the sign of the Japan. So here's a lot of information about the Clarity Act, about overall conditions on the market, what to expect, what could happen in the nearest future. So if you're interested in investment, in some fundamental background of the Bitcoin, you could read it. It's not really big, so just fun to read. Now return back to the technical issues. On the monthly chart, we have no news. Everything stands as it was. On the weekly chart as well. The only difference that take a look, once again, we could get even third grabber in this week. If market will close as where it stands right now, this might be the third grabber in a row, although it brings nothing new to the target, because mostly market will have the same target. But inability for the third week of the market to show any meaningful upward action, it means something, which could mean that in the nearest future the real big acceleration down could happen. We're still speaking about the 75-76 area, if it will happen. Let's see. On the daily chart, the same story. Market is calling near the border, can't show any reversal, stands flat around the support area, which is also indicates some kind of the mostly bearish performance. Speaking about the patterns, if we previously talked about bullish patterns, we said take a look, probably market have to form something like this, head and shoulders. If it will return back to the 91 area, in this case, maybe it could turn the situation, and the chances on the first glance exist on this possible pattern. But personally, what I do not like here, I do not like the way how market has climbed to the neckline. And neckline is sloped, you can see. Initially, we thought and talked about that it would be flat, but here market wasn't able to do it flat. Performance on the slope of the head here is not very impressive. The bulls should take control over it, but it's very choppy. And most important thing that I do not like is shape of this retracement. It's clearly ABCD, which suggests that it's not the reversal type, but it's mostly retracement after the drop. In fact, here we have Gartley's triple to sell, and now market is keep going lower. So for me, it tells about, of course, we will keep watching, because market currently stands around the point where potentially a right arm might be formed. So keep an eye on the possible bullish patterns around this area on the lower time frames. If you will see something, you could try to take the position based on this minor pattern. But taking it all together, especially weekly grabbers, for me, it seems more probable that we should get something like this. So it smells like more than the 3-drive pattern. I'm not sure that market will stop precisely at this point. It's around 85, and it should not stop there, because the lows will not be taken out yet. So based on the weekly grabbers, we have to go below the lows, around 80. But for a tactical trading, scenario around 85 might working like a support. Some temporal pullback here might happen. So whatever it will be, the more probable that we could get not the hand and shoulders, but the 3-drive pattern with the 85 potential destination points and where retracement could start. that's probably all that we have currently. In this situation, I would say that we do not consider any long positions, except if you're a scalp trader. If you're a scalp trader, you drop your time frame to the 15-minute chart, start watching for minor patterns. If you will get it, you could try to take long position, very small risk based on the particular minor pattern that will be formed right on the bottom here. Not on the big pattern, but on a very small pattern. So this kind of risk, theoretically, it's possible to accept, hoping some wild card, maybe somebody will tell something, or market makers will intrude, starting their games with this old stuff. So it might be used. But for our major trading time frame daily, for our time frame chart weekly, we're not considering taking any longs, because situation looks heavy, it's bearish. We suggest drop below the lows, and in the current circumstances, we suggest that market has more chances to just keep going lower. Besides, if you will see that hand shoulders start falling, so market will break it down and start moving down to the 86.50, as definitely will be the sign of the failure. In this case, it will significantly increase chances on the further downward continuation. First with our 3 drive, but then maybe with some other pattern. We will see. That's probably all for now. See you on Monday with the update on the Bitcoin.